And just starting together, come to that feeling of the in-breath and that feeling of the out-breath. We give our beings time to settle. And it is that waiting state that starts to show us a moment of silence. Wait for that in-breath. And wait for that out-breath. In that waiting state, it's almost like you are suspended in the clouds. Is the feeling of being with the open water and the trees. You wait together. The sunshine and the breeze helps you to wait. Wait for that in-breath. And wait for that out-breath. Eventually, the weight of the body will be felt here and now. It is the feeling of gravity. If you wait, the feeling of the feet and the legs here and now will come. They can rest. If you wait, the pelvis and the torso will be felt, and they can rest. And if you wait, the shoulders, arms, and hands will be felt here and now. And if you wait, the neck and the head here and now will be felt. There is an aliveness that can be felt in the here and now. We can wait for the in-breath. It will come. And we can wait for the out-breath. It will leave. We allow that effort and doing to begin to drop and let go. We rest in a waiting state. And just maybe another moment of silence is revealed. We let the mind know that it can wait and rest. We ask it to wait for the feeling of spaciousness. We ask it to sense for the feeling of spaciousness with the ears. How far in the distance can the ears sense? That is the sensing of space. Let the feeling of the horizon help you in the sensing of space. You know what it is like to be with the horizon and the open sky. Let the mind and the ears help you to sense that space. So that you can once again come to know the feeling of the sky. And just a moment of remembering the feeling of the sky lands you in that feeling of quiet and silence. To feel the sky is to rest back and wait. To be in a receiving state for all the sky has to offer. You are allowed to rest back. You have time. Wait for those moments of silence that come with the sensing of space, the waiting for the breath and the body. When this feeling begins to leave you, guide it to that feeling of the sky. Ask the mind to help. Ask the body and breath to help. Will you show me the feeling of spaciousness? I will need your help. Will you show me the feeling of the waves of the lake and the breath? I will need your help. And that help will come. That in-breath will come. And that out-breath. The sensing of the horizon will come. And you once again feel that spaciousness and that waiting. There are moments of silence that are revealed. Wait for them. Rest in that waiting state for spaciousness. And starting to come back to the breath. Beginning to awaken the body. When you are ready, and if you'd like to, you can make your way up to sitting. Good. Okay. So today, what I want to focus on is the importance of silence, experiencing silence, and the importance of kindness, starting to experience that kindness. And Thich Nhat Hanh says, without love, there is no understanding. And without understanding, there is no love. And I feel the same way with kindness and silence. Without kindness, there is no silence. And without silence, there is no kindness. And so what does that look like? What does that mean? Well, there's this beautiful book that Renee gave to me. It's called The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. I don't know if you've ever seen this book. But it's really magical how it helps us understand the feeling, the actual feeling of when kindness comes, there's silence. It's so beautifully done. I just want to share a couple passages to show how that is possible. When kindness comes, silence is here. And the illustrations I find are just as important as the words. So there's this relationship between the boy, the fox, the mole, and the horse. Very unlikely pair. But they end up traveling together and forming a friendship. And every time, usually, the boy poses a question, there's some kind of judgment or worry or something that's going on. But every time one of his friends speaks with kindness, you just feel this silence that comes. So the boy says, "Sometimes I feel lost," said the boy. "Me too," said the mole. "But we love you, and love brings you home." It's just a very simple image of them sitting together. And you can just see and feel that kindness and that friendship. And to me, the environment shows you the feeling, or it helps you to feel that silence, that spaciousness. One other beautiful passage from the book. "Sometimes I worry you all realize I'm ordinary," said the boy. "Love doesn't need you to be extraordinary," said the mole. And just these beautiful little moments between them. And then again, to me, the environment is portraying that silence and that stillness that comes with that kindness. And so in our practices, that is the power to me of kindness, is to help us have those moments of silence. And why do we need these moments of silence? Well, to me, that's where our love is. If I'm always in the thinking and the emotions and the sensations, and I'm really living them, I do not feel at peace. I'm kind of whisked around with this emotion that comes and that thinking, that planning. It's a lot. And so to have an experience where there is silence within, especially in the heart, that feeling, that's when I can start to allow that feeling of that love that is here to come and be felt more and more. But it's a little bit harder to feel that love when there's no silence and when I get whisked away with all that other stuff. So we can do a practice of kindness in our meditation. And it's not to be positive, it's not to counter something, it's not to get silence. It's to see what happens when I practice kindness. Does silence arise. So if I'm in my meditation and I hear, maybe I just feel tension. And as I sit with that tension, I notice I really want to make sure that that teaching that I'm going to do in an hour is going to work and help people. So I sit with that feeling of tension and wanting that outcome of it to go well. I need it to go well to help people. And so in that moment, what I can do is I can feel that tension. I can see that wanting for that outcome. And I can see what happens if I practice kindness. It's okay if you never get to that outcome. It's okay. We will do each step together. It will be okay here. I cannot control what will happen in the future. I cannot give you that. But what I do know, it's okay in the heart. You can rest now. And for me, when I extend that kindness, that understanding, slowly that outcome and needing it starts to quiet and soften. And slowly I started to have a moment of silence. I'm not in that trying and needing anymore. It's okay if that doesn't happen. I understand there's a loving presence here that loves me no matter what happens. And that reassures my being. And so this softening happens, the soothing happens, where we find ourselves resting in silence every time we lend that kindness. Our being just needs that reassurance that there's a loving presence here, a kind presence, no matter what happens. That we don't need that to happen. It's okay. And I want you to see if that soothing and that quieting happens every time you start that practice of extending that kindness. Okay? So today's practice now will be about seeing what happens when we extend kindness. When you're ready, you can go back into your meditation posture. You can choose to sit, lie down, walk. It's up to you. If you'd like to close the eyes, you can. We have our foundational practice of waiting for the breath, presence of body. So we wait. We wait for the feeling of the sky. And that begins to open space for us to listen. Sometimes we will listen for the feeling of spaciousness. And sometimes in that spaciousness, certain thoughts, images, sensations will come. And that's okay. We sit with what is here to understand. First, we must understand what is here so that kindness can respond. If there is an achingness in the heart, it's okay to sit with that aching. We're here to understand. And when you feel that achingness, perhaps a natural compassion will arise and kindness can be expressed. I'm so sorry you are struggling. I can feel the heart and it's clenching. I am here for you. I will sit with you as long as you need. I am here. And just wait. The sensation at the heart may not leave, but just maybe a moment of silence and peace may come. A softening. Just maybe a moment of feeling the in-breath may come. And the out-breath. You have the support of a community, a loving community, a loving practice. The sun and the sky and the trees, the birds. Remember that we are here with you. Rest with us. And just maybe an understanding of the goodness that is here, even though the heart may ache, is felt. Just a moment of silence or breath may come. And the body can begin to relax just a little. And you may just find yourself now in that silence and breathing as you wait. Whatever comes, give yourself time to sit with what is here. Give yourself time to understand by listening. And then see what happens when you extend kindness to what is here. The kindness that comes from understanding. I understand that you so deeply want that thing to happen. You want to make sure it happens. I understand. I can feel that clenching. But I cannot give you that. I'm so sorry. I cannot. But what I can give you is that reassurance that it'll be okay in your heart. Each step of the way, I trust you will know what to do, and it will be okay. You can rest back now. You can release that outcome. Just maybe a moment of peace comes to your being. A moment of soothing and release. Be as you are. It's okay. Whatever is here is allowed. Let me see what happens when I sit to understand and respond with kindness. As you continue with your practice, sometimes those words of kindness that you speak may not help to bring that silence and that soothing quality, and that's okay. You can always try again. See what the tone of voice needs to be for your being to feel kindness is here. To believe that kindness is here in their heart. See if any pushing or judging remains in that voice. And see if you can speak without judgment. See if you can speak without needing any outcome. So that your being understands there is kindness, there is no pressure, there is no judgment here. Continue to dedicate your practice to this, and it will come. Continue to rest in that waiting state, and that kindness will come. Continue to ask for help in the feeling of kindness, and it will come. Starting to come back to the breath. Beginning to awaken the body with each breath. When you feel ready to do so, letting the eyes open. Making your way to sitting. If you'd like to unmute yourself, you can. And just wait for stopping recording until I say. And when you're ready, taking palms together. Namaste.
Namaste.
Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you, Rachel. Nice to
Thank
see you all.
you.
Thanks, everybody.